Riverwalk. And I recommend that you get within, go to local level, but if you're going to get on the Riverwalk, I don't have a pole. They turn around and ask me, can I get it back? It's gone. Keep that stuff in touch, All right, everybody. Everybody hear me up front? All right. Oh, you're not in the front. But if you can hear me up front, give me thumbs up. All right. That's what's up. Now, we're going to get out of here and go along real quick. We're going to talk about the safety of the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is 90% 3 feet deep, okay? Now, what does that mean for everybody on this boat? That you guys will be all right, okay? I promise. Now, we're going to talk about the Riverwalk rules, okay? I have 3 rules, okay? My first rule is please do not put your flashes on me, okay? If you're taking pictures this way, please put your night vision on. I cannot handle that and drive and concentrate at the same time with everybody flashing me, okay? I can't do that. Another thing is, if you want to stand up and take a picture, please stand up, take your picture, and then sit back down, okay? We got courtesy for everybody else on the boat. Another thing is please do not have loud conversations. If you want to talk to somebody on the boat, right now, you don't want to be on the boat. It's the difference. So we're having a navigated tour. I'm trying to tell you guys about the city. And if you're talking, then you don't hear me, okay? So nobody else can hear, okay? But if we want to talk to somebody next to you guys, just keep it down then. We just don't want to hear it, all right? Now, let's get back to the Riverwalk. Now, this part right here, this is the most historical part of the Riverwalk. La Bajita right here was built for the soldier station at San Antonio de Valero, which was the Alamo. That's 1722. We're on that boat right here. Right now, we're on the missions boat right now. This boat was built for the missions. San Antonio, 5 missions. We have the bells when we come around. I'll tell you guys in a second. But for this right here, this was built with the mission, okay? Alamo mission, okay? Now, what they did was they built this right here with this and that. Back then, it was, you look at the back of the stage. That's why I was talking about the missions, 5 bells, 5 missions. The largest bell in the middle stands for Robert H.H. Husband, which was the father, the creator of our Riverwalk, the builder. He did all of this. He did the floodgates, the footbridges. He did everything. And the Arneson River Theater. He did the waterfalls, the flood, the fountains. He did it all. And back then, he got it all sponsored for $400,000, which is amazing. Because today, the same job would be between 8 to 9 million to redo. That's a lot. That's a big comparison difference, right? 400,000 to $8 million. That's a big difference. Now, coming up right here, we have the Briscoe Western Arts Museum right here, named after our late governor, Dolph Briscoe Jr. Now, right here, it was 2013 named after his Dolph Briscoe Jr. But in 1930, it was opened up as San Antonio Public Library, okay? 1930. They moved the library down the Riverwalk a little bit in 68. We'll talk about it when we get closer. Right now, this bridge, Preston Street Bridge, one of 5 bridges in Texas made out of strictly iron, nuts, and bolts. This one right here was built in Berlin, Connecticut. So it's a little different. I get a lot of people asking, what's Berlin? Is it the good Berlin or the bad Berlin? I'm like, man, it's just the Connecticut Berlin. How about that? Now we're coming up right here. On this, right after this, on the right-hand side, we have this island. If you look at this island, it's in the shape of a heart naturally from the roots of this tree. And they have this table which forms this shape from, they basically, it stands for the first mass ever held on the Riverwalk, June 13, 1691. So with those 2 things, they formed a legend that if you get married on that island, it brings your marriage and your wedding good fortune and you'll stay together forever. So we have at least 1 wedding every day that I've worked in the last year and a half. I've seen 2, I've seen 3, and the most I've had in 1 day was 3.5 weddings. And the half for me was a priest, a bride, and a groom without everybody else, okay? But the other 3 weddings were all the way down the sidewalk. So it's just really, really special to be involved in something like that every day. We have 1 engagement that day. So with this young man sitting right here, I had he wanted wanted the young lady to sit right there. He wanted to hide behind the wedding tree. And he wanted me to get close and slow down and say, what's that? Now down here, they have grotesques, which are the faces of gargoyles. Now what happened was, 1928 when they started, they had a $3 million budget, okay? So when they finished June 1st, 1929, they still had to start on the crash. So they ended up losing the building anyway, and they got back 10%, okay? Now, nobody else was getting back anything. So they were happy about the 10%. Now, I don't care what it is today, except for cash back. Nobody's happy with 10%. In 2002, they changed it to the International Trade Center for U.S., Mexico, and Canada, okay? Now, in 2002, man, it changed a lot because that's when the smartphone people started holding up right now and coming out, all right? So libraries, a lot of people don't know what libraries are. My son just got off the first boat before this boat, and he barely knows what a library is. He just turned 10 today. We just sung him happy birthday on the boat, but he barely knows what a library is. Smart dude, though. Smart. He's a lot smarter than I was at 9. Well, he just turned 10 today, okay? But he's one of those people I call internet crazy. Now, nobody, I'm not talking about your kids, just talking about my son. But if the internet died today, my son would die tomorrow. He can't handle it. He's like, Dad, I need hotspot, Dad. I need Wi-Fi, Dad. Now, they want to turn this into the hotel. So they wanted to do it 2020, but the pandemic hit, so they put it off until 2024. So next year, they're going to turn that into a hotel. It's a really nice view from up there, too. It's going to be beautiful. My son was born there in 2020. Restaurants Row. What Restaurants Row is where San Antonio culture restaurants meet the Mexican, Tejano, and Spanish culture restaurants. Now, I would tell you guys to take your time and check the menus down here. Check the menus and decide what you want, but every menu is outside of each door, outside these restaurants. Cafe Olé. Cafe Olé they have a 13-shot tequila margarita specialty right now. Over here we have the Quicker Building. The Quicker Building is where Robert A.J. Husband put his office. As soon as he finished building the Riverwalk, he put his office right there. Now what happened was it took 5 years before anybody joined them, and that was the Caserio. When they joined them, they had a plan. They had a boat in a restaurant. You order your food, you get on the boat, you go around, you come back, and your food will be done. That was the plan, but it didn't happen like that because nobody was coming down here at that time. Right now, our slowest day we have at least 1,200. Back then, our fastest month was 500 a month. That's our fastest. Our slowest now is 1,200 a day. That's our slowest. Now this is Hilton Palacio del Rio, the fastest hotel ever built of its size. Okay, it was built in 202 working days. It's over 500 rooms, okay? How they did it was the first 4 floors were built on site with the elevator shafts and everything waiting. Now the other 4, okay. Now we're going to take this right here. Right back into the 1968 Band. So what we do, the first thing we're going to see is to the right here, St. Anthony de Padua statue, okay? Here it is right here. You guys look at it right here. St. Anthony de Padua. Now that statue, the year before we got that statue, we had 1,200 people on the Riverwalk. We got that statue and had the fair, and we had 2.5 billion people on the Riverwalk. Since we got that statue, the least amount that we've had has been 5 million, and that was during COVID. So that statue has really brought San Antonio back to life. It really has. Now my fourth day at work, I heard the script when I first started, but my 4th day at work, I'm passing by and I look and I see $600 bills on that statue. Now my first thought was that a blessing for Captain T.O. Bus, okay? But what I did was I looked it up and I found out that most religions use that statue for the same reason, for sacrifices. Made a lot of sense because San Antonio sacrifices every day for the world.